Hello and welcome to physicscatalyst.com. This tutorial is about Introduction to Scalar and Vector Quantities in Physics. Now we deal with a large number of quantities in physics. All the measurable quantities in physics can be divided into two classes, namely scalar quantities and vector quantities. Now the physical quantities which have magnitude but no direction are called scalar quantities. Some examples of scalar quantities include mass, length, distance, density, work done, temperature, charge, etc. Now the scalars can be completely described by a number which represents its magnitude along with a unit. For example, if we say that mass of a body is 2 kg, then here this number 2 represents the magnitude of mass of the object or body under consideration, and this kg is unit of measurement of mass of the body. It must be noted that scalars can be added, subtracted, multiplied and divided according to simple rules of algebra. Now let us define vector quantities. Vector quantities are those quantities which have both magnitude and direction. Some examples of vector quantities are displacement, velocity, force, gravitation and electric field, acceleration, etc. It must be noted that we cannot add, subtract or perform any such arithmetic operation on vector quantities like scalar quantities. This is because in addition to magnitude, vectors also have direction. So while performing operation on vectors, we have to consider both magnitude and direction of the vector quantities. So vectors are added, subtracted, multiplied according to rules of vector algebra. Also, it must be noted that division of a vector by another vector is not a valid operation in vector algebra. So in the end of the video, let us now make a comparison between both scalar and vector quantities. So scalar quantities only have magnitude and vector quantities has both magnitude and direction. Now scalar quantities are one-dimensional quantities and vector quantities can be multi-dimensional quantities. Vectors can be 1, 2 or 3-dimensional. Now change in scalar quantities means change in their magnitude only. But change in vector quantities might be change in their magnitude, change in the direction of vector only, and it can be the change in both magnitude and direction. Now scalars, as we discussed earlier, follow ordinary rules of algebra, but vectors follow the rules of vector algebra. Scalar can be divided by another scalar, but as we discussed earlier, vectors cannot be divided by other vectors. Thanks for watching.